Osun Assembly passes State Public Procurement Bill 2024 into law. FEC approves 2025 budget proposal with 47.96 trillion naira expenditure plan. Federal government renames University of Abuja after General Yakubu Gowon. While on the foreign scene, score died in Sudan's drone attack. Good evening, and we are glad to have you join us on the major reports. I am Olubomi Ajiboye Agwola. President Bola Tinubu has appealed to the media to back his administration's proposed tax reforms, highlighting their role as the cornerstone for long-term national wealth and prosperity for all Nigerians. The president's message was delivered by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, during the 2024 Nigerian Media Merit Awards in Lagos. President Tinubu emphasized the collective recognition of the urgent need to revamp the nation's tax administration system. He maintained that the restoration of Nigeria on a path requiring a comprehensive approach that addresses economic diversification, human capital development, infrastructural development, wealth creation, and inclusive growth. President Tinubu explained that the proposed tax bills before the National Assembly are designed to streamline the number of taxes, reduce the burden on vulnerable Nigerians, increase states' share of tax revenue, and promote business growth through targeted incentives. Meanwhile, Osun State House of Assembly has passed the State Public Procurement Bill 2024 into law. The law, which aims to give legal backing to the state public procurement agencies, also meant to address related matters. Parliamentary reporter Oluwatosin Oladokun has more.
Osun State House of Assembly started its weekly activities with the final passage of Osun State Public Procurement Bill 2024. Before the bill was passed into law, Majority Leader of the House, Honorable Adeleke, had moved a motion to entertain the final passage of the bill, and it was seconded by Honorable Bamidele Rashid. The passed bill aims to give legal backing to the assistance of the State Public Procurement Agency, along with addressing related matters. Also at the plenary, Osun State Electricity Market Regulatory Bill 2023 passed through the first reading. Earlier, the Speaker, Honorable Adewale Egbedo, had introduced a private member bill sponsored by the Deputy Speaker of the House, Osun State Historical Sites and Structure Anthem sponsor. However, Osun State House of Assembly Speaker, Honorable Adewale Egbedo, announced at the floor of the House that the body of late Honorable Olufemi Farombi will be brought to the Assembly chambers for possession in few days' time. Oluwatosin Oladokun, OSBC News.
In a related development, Speaker Osun State House of Assembly, Honorable Adewale Egbedo, has identified fiscal responsibility and accountability as cornerstone in boosting economic activities in the state. Honorable Egbedo said this while declaring open the 2025 budget defense exercise for all the local government areas in the state. Again, parliamentary reporter Oluwatosin Oladokun reports.
Osun State House Assembly has commenced the budget defense exercise for all the 30 local government areas in the state. The development was due to the autonomy granted the local government administration by the nation's apex court. In his address, the Speaker of the House, Honorable Adewale Egbedo, said that the fiscal responsibility and accountability is one of the cardinal objectives of the state parliament. Egbedo explained that local government administration is crucial and playing an essential role in the grassroots. Hence, the state parliament will harness its oversight mandate to examine and work in synergy with local government areas across the state in order to letting people of the state and the rural communities feel the impact of local government administration.
Under my leadership, the Osun State House of Assembly is dedicated to ensuring that this budget reflects the needs and aspirations of our constituents at the grassroots. This House will engage in rigorous examination and debate of the proposal.
In his remarks, the Chairman House Committee on Finance and Appropriation, Honorable Lumide Fatumishi, had urged all the heads of local government administration to work assiduously by letting the autonomy granted local government areas translate into a meaningful growth and development. He noted that the recent autonomy given to local government have the opportunities and challenges, thereby all hands must be on deck in order to get it right at the local levels. Thereafter, one after the other, heads of local government administration, including at Atakomosa East, Irepodun, Orolu, Ila, Osogbo, Ishokan, at the north, Ilesha East, Irewole, among others, were able to present their budget estimate before the House, while the House Committee on Finance and Appropriation considered their draft estimates. Oluwatosin Oladokun, OSBC News.
The Federal Executive Council has approved a 46.96 trillion naira expenditure for the 2025 budget, marking a 36.8% increase from the 2024 estimate. The Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Atiku Bagudu, disclosed this while speaking to journalists during the Council final meeting of 2024 held today in Abuja. Bagudu explained that the budget presented by the Director General of the Budget Office, Tanimu Yakubu, incorporates amendments directed by President Bola Tinubu. He further explained that the decision on the 2025 framework was made based on key economic projections, including an oil price benchmark of $75 per barrel, daily oil production of 2.06 million barrels, and an exchange rate of 1,400 naira to the dollar. The minister, who noted that the discussions were yet to be concluded, however, said the possibility is there that the budget will be presented to the National Assembly on Wednesday instead of the tomorrow earlier announced by the President of the Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has hailed the final investment decision by Shell and its partners on the $5 billion Bonga North Deep offshore field as a transformative milestone for Nigeria's energy sector. President Tinubu said this in a statement issued by a special advisor on information and strategy, Mr. Bayo Onanuga, in Abuja. According to the statement, the project is the first deep water oil initiative in over a decade, and it is set to produce an estimated 350 million barrels of crude oil and reflects the success of the president's policy reforms aimed at revitalizing the nation's oil and gas industry. He said the announcement underscores renewed confidence in Nigerian energy landscape, attributed to the current administration's strategic focus on creating a stable and investor-friendly environment. Meanwhile, Presidential Special Advisor on Energy, Ms. Olu Verenjene, emphasized the significance of the Bonga North decision, saying the FID dispels misconceptions about international oil companies leaving Nigeria. Rather, the country is witnessing strategic pivot of IOC's powered capital and technical capacity to deep water and integrated gas projects. Verenjene noted that the federal government has signaled its commitment to positioning Nigeria as a global leader in energy innovation. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, has assured that lawmakers are ready to intervene and assist where they can for the development of the country. Abbas gave the assurance ahead of President Tinubu's presentation of the 2025 budget to the National Assembly while addressing executive members of the Zaria Educational and Development Association in Zaria, Kaduna State. The Speaker emphasized the significance of the 2025 budget and called on ZEDA to identify the needs and priorities. Abbas announced the establishment of 4 new institutions in Zaria, including a Federal College of Education, State-of-the-Art College of Health Sciences, National Open University Campus, and College of Legal Studies. He said the institutions will not only enhance Zaria's educational infrastructure but also provide critical resources for the region, adding that 116 primary and secondary schools are currently under renovation, while there are plans for further upgrades. Federal government, in collaboration with 19 northern states and the Federal Capital Territory, is set to endorse and validate the first phase of the strategic catchment management plans under the Agroclimatic Resilience in Semi-Arid Landscape Project. The endorsement is expected to be finalized at a stakeholder session in Abuja following extensive engagement across participating regions, funded through our $700 million loan facility from the World Bank. The 6-year Ascresia initiative aims to address climate resilience in northern Nigeria. Speaking on the scope of the project, the National Project Coordinator of Ascresia, Abdul Hamid Umar, explained that the plan sponsored by the federal government under the World Bank facility of $700 million ensures investment are tailored to the specific needs and natural resources of each catchment area. Umar emphasized the importance of catchment-based planning, noting that the catchment plans are designed scientifically to allow natural hydrological flows, ensuring cohesion and environmental sustainability. You are welcome to our commercial segment.
1,000. We go once play tire. Farabade now.
Madam, hello, lowo wa.
Brother, na 3,005.
Màá fún yín ní owó pé káàdì Glo ẹlẹ́gbẹ̀rún 10,000.
Oh yeah.
Bring your phone.
Ha! 10,000.
1,000 naira credit. Now you dey turn to 10,000.
No. All of us don't know about Glo Berekete. Ní ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá nísìnyí.
ṣé o ti gbọ́ ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá ló máa gbà lórí iyekíye tó o bá rà sórí ohun ìpè Glo Berekete 10 times rẹ.
I told you. Na wa go tell.
The National Assembly has granted regulatory powers to Securities and Exchange Commissions to register and regulate online forex trading activities, platforms, and intermediaries. Reports say that the new powers conferred on the Commission were contained in a report of the Committee on Capital Markets on a bill for an act to repeal the Investment and Securities Act 2007. The bill further seeks to enact the Investment and Security Bill and to establish Securities and Exchange Commission as the apex regulatory authority for the Nigerian capital market, as well as regulation of the markets to ensure capital market formation, the protection of investors, and other related matters. Also, the lawmakers retained the provision of Section 21 of the amended Act, which empowered the Commission to charge, retain, and utilize for its purposes, with penalties imposed for violation of the bill and the rules and regulations made under it. Meanwhile, the Securities and Exchange Commission says the federal government has issued 6 sovereign sukuk worth 1.1 trillion naira to finance 124 federal road projects covering over 5,820 kilometers across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. SEC Director General Dr. Emomotimi Agama stated this during the ongoing Second International Islamic Capital Markets Conference in Karachi, Pakistan. Dr. Agama further stated that the success rate makes the Islamic capital markets stand out as a resilient and innovative tool for mobilizing resources. He added that subnational and corporate sukuk issuances are also growing in Nigeria, with notable states such as Osun and Lagos, along the private sukuk issuances by 3 other subnationals. The SEC Director General noted that the instruments have been instrumental in funding school infrastructure, housing, and a first of its kind in Nigeria, Tier 1 capital for a bank, and underscores the versatility of sukuk as a financing tool. President of the Economic Community of West African States Commission, Dr. Umar Toure, says the regional body has decided that Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso are free to exit by the end of the month. According to Dr. Toure, the decision was taken at the 66th Ordinary Summit of the Authority of Heads of State in Abuja. He explained that the authority took note of the notifications by Burkina Faso, Republic of Mali, and the Republic of Niger of their decision to withdraw from ECOWAS, as the authority acknowledged that in accordance with the provisions of Article 91 of the revised ECOWAS Treaty, the three countries will officially cease to be members of ECOWAS from 29th January 2025. Dr. Toure added that the authority directs the Council of Ministers to convene an extraordinary session during the second quarter of 2025 to consider and adopt both separation modalities and contingency plan covering political and economic relations between ECOWAS and the three countries. It was gathered that Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso accused the regional bloc of deviating from its foundational ideals and succumbing to external influences, particularly criticizing the imposition of sanctions aimed at reversing their respective coup. The federal government has renamed the University of Abuja to be known as Yakubu Gowon University. Minister of Information and National Orientation Mohammed Idris revealed the decision to journalists at the State House following a Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Bola Tinubu. Idris said the renaming is in honor of Nigeria's former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, who recently celebrated his 90th birthday, adding that the proposal will be forwarded to the National Assembly for formal approval. Traditional rulers in Yoruba land have been admonished to focus on making impact in the lives of the people by building legacies that would outlive them and create engaging in supremacy battles. A renowned scholar and historian from the Osun State University, Professor Olukoya Oge, gave the admonition during Oriki Yoruba Festival organized by the Eburu of Iba, Oba Adekunle Adeogun Okoye. Oluchi Amuda has more. 5th edition of the Oriki Yoruba Festival, which is one of the programs of Eburu Adekunle Yoruba Cultural Renaissance aimed at promoting and preserving Yoruba oral poetry, brought together dignitaries from far and near, including traditional rulers, historians, cultural icons, and notable Yoruba chanters who converged for the historic event. In his remarks, the organizer of the program and the Eburu of Iba, Oba Adekunle Adeogun Okoye Oyedeji II, stated that the event is one of the surest ways of preserving the Yoruba cultural heritage and prevent it from going into extinction. The monarch noted that any society that forgets its roots will never get it right, just as he called on parents to educate their children on how to chant their family oriki so that they will always remember their roots, no matter where they are on earth.
Today is very important to us. It's a milestone. And we are multiplying. The number of the chanters are growing. The number of our younger children that are expressing interest in oriki. That's it's driving us, of course. I mean, it's establishing that preservation part. They say a generation has been existing for millions, several thousands of years. If they are not doing some things right, that will not happen. So it's important, and that's what we are doing. And we are happy that many more like what you can see here, they are embracing it.
While delivering the festival address, the keynote speaker and renowned professor of history from the Osun State University, Olukoya, again commended the Eburu of Iba for investing in the talents of children and investing in talents of children who are tomorrow's future. He noted that it is important for parents to give their children cultural and character education embedded in the Omoluabi culture. Professor again maintained that any traditional ruler that wants to remain relevant in the 21st century must engage in monarchical philanthropism and make impact in the lives of the people.
What you can do to restore the dignity of the Yoruba monarchy will be when you impact on the peoples in your community, in your state. And we are happy that our father, Yoni, started immediately. Kabiyesi is a sitting chancellor of a university, and now is projecting our project, which is under SDG 11.4 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Program. Oba Adeogun Abolari also took the charge. He has a legacy which will outlive him. These are the new roles, the new function of traditional rulers, and this is the only way that we can make sure that that relevance, that awe, that reverence, which characterized our traditional institutions in the past, can be restored.
The event featured chanting competition among participants who came from different parts of Yoruba land. It also featured the chieftaincy installation of Helena Casting as the Yeye Ariwajoye of Iba Kingdom, as well as the presentation of Distinguished Yoruba Cultural Ambassador Award to Professor Olukoya Ogen. Oluchi Amuda, OSBC News.
President Bola Tinubu has approved free train rides nationwide from December 20, 2024 to January 5, 2025. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, who told newsmen in Abuja, said it is part of measures to ease transportation costs during the Christmas and New Year celebrations. Meanwhile, Osun State Command of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has put necessary machinery in place to ensure each free utilized season in the state and its environs. The commandant of the state's NSCDC, Mr. Igbalawole Shotiyo, gave the assurance while interacting with newsmen in Osogbo, the state's capital. Mr. Shotiyo maintained that men and officers of the state command of the NSCDC have been retrained by the NSCDC in relevant areas in order to curb excesses of miscreants across the state and to monitor security lapses before, during, and after the UTAL. You are welcome to the sports segment. Nigeria's under-15 national team, the Future Eagles, will arrive tomorrow in Lagos. Coach Patrick Bassett-led team arrived in Casablanca, Morocco, for 2 friendly matches against the Moroccan under-16 national team, where they recorded 1 loss and a draw. While on the foreign scene, at least 38 people, including a woman and a baby, have been killed in drone attack on Sudan's Al-Fasher in North Darfur, Sudan. Sudanese parliamentaries attacked the city of Al-Fasher, while international rights groups accused the RSF paramilitary group of widespread sexual violence. The massacre followed an earlier drone attack on the city's Saudi hospital, which killed 9 people and wounded 20, forcing doctors to halt operations. And that ends the major reports on OSBC TV. It was edited by Kayode Adebayo. I am Olupumi Ajiboye Agbola, wishing you a pleasant evening. Good night.